You know what? There's a whole bunch of misinformation in the SMMA space when it comes to telling you what you need to do and when you need to do it. And there are things that I've learned getting to 100K a month and staying there for years now that people just don't teach you. And in this video, I'm going to share the 3 most important things I think that every agency needs to know if they at some point want to get to 100K a month as well. So for those who don't know who I am, my name is Jimmy. Everyone calls me Uncle Jimmy. And I've been running my agency, My Online Guy, for 8.5 years. And I'm also a service delivery coach over at EaseGrow, which is Charlie Morgan's course. You've probably heard of him before, right? And I do the service delivery coaching over there. And I've helped over 500 SMMA owners now conquer their service delivery woes and keep clients forever. For those who know me, they know that I don't necessarily like to brag too much about the whole 100K a month thing because it doesn't tell the full picture, right? You can get to 100K a month in revenue and be earning 10 grand a month in cash in hand. Or because you get to that number doesn't mean that you're going to stay there either. But there are 3 things I think that if you focused on as an agency owner, the chances of you getting to that point increase significantly. And the first thing I want to talk about is that a lot of people are so misguided on where to focus their energy and attention when it comes to SMMA. So there is a bunch of people out there telling you that the thing you need to focus on, the thing you need to worry about is acquisition. You need to learn how to acquire clients and you need to be the best at it, blah, 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 fuckity blah, right? I'm here to call bullshit on that because the thing is, and what's not told to you guys, is that once you learn how to acquire clients, it's a technical skill. Once you learn how to acquire clients and you can do that consistently, it doesn't change very much. Yeah, the strategies change slightly, but the actual dynamics don't change very much. And to be completely honest, it doesn't require that much time. You can learn strategies to acquire clients in a month. You can learn the actual strategies. You can learn the processes you need to do. Then it just becomes a time and saddle thing. It becomes making enough phone calls. It becomes sending enough emails, or it becomes doing enough outreach. But the actual mechanics of getting clients doesn't necessarily change. You don't want to know the thing that takes a lot of time to get right? That is how to keep clients for a long period of time. That is the thing that you should be focusing on. If you want to grow an agency that gets to 100K a month, the single best way to do it is put less emphasis on acquiring clients and more emphasis on keeping them for a long period of time. Because it's way easier to keep clients than it is to find new clients every time you lose one. So for context, my churn rate in my agency is 2 to 5% yearly. And that is because I've put a lot of time, energy, and effort into learning how to keep people happy. And that should be what you focus on as an agency if you want to scale and you want to grow. And for full transparency, I don't have a sales rep. I do all the sales myself. I don't have ISAs. I don't have appointment setters. Heck, I don't even have an outbound strategy. The way I get clients for my agency is through referrals. In an 8-month period, I got 51 referrals for my agency. And you know the reason for that? It's because we do good work and we try and keep clients forever. And you talk to any agency that's got any form of scale, and if they're honest and transparent about what they do, they will tell you that the thing that they struggle with is service delivery and keeping clients forever and keeping clients happy. They don't struggle with the sales side of things because the sales side of things can scale quite easily with enough manpower. But scaling good customer experience and scaling service delivery is significantly harder. So if you think about it like that, where does it make the most sense to put your energy and attention into? Does it make the most sense to put your energy and attention into something that is a technical skill that once you learn, it really just is a matter of putting more bodies and boots on the ground? Or is it better to put your focus and energy on the thing that's going to take the longest to get right and the thing that could have the most positive effect on your agency, which is getting more referrals because you got a whole bunch of happy people singing from the rooftops about how good your agency is. So just think about that for a minute. Next time you're like watching a video on YouTube about sales strategies and maybe go, actually, I should be watching a video on how to improve user experience or on how to do referrals or how to keep clients happy or on how to do Facebook ads properly. Because that is one of the most important skills you're going to have to learn if you want to run a big agency. So the second thing I've learned getting to 100K a month that if you start doing is going to significantly increase your chances of getting there as well is you need to start treating your agency like a business ASAP. Not tomorrow, not a week from now, today. Today is the day you start treating your agency like a business. Because if you look around, there is a lot of big agencies out there that are basically glorified freelancers still. They don't treat their agency like a business. And what do I mean by that? It comes down to really basic stuff that when I started coaching people, I didn't realize that people didn't know and no one's teaching. Do you know your numbers? Do you actually know your numbers as an agency? Do you know, you may know the superficial things like lifetime value and customer acquisition costs. Do you know your absorption costs? Do you know your margins? Do you know your minimal hourly rate as an agency? Do you know what your markup is on your time that your agency does? Do you account for time? Do your staff account for time? Do you know your capacities? Do you know your absorption rates? Do you know those numbers? If you don't, then put everything down and start focusing on treating your agency like a business. And the reason for this is twofold. The first reason is that as you get bigger, if you don't know your numbers and you don't start treating your agency like a business, then you're never going to scale efficiently. You're going to scale, I give you that. Like, you can scale anything if you just pour enough fuel on the fire and do enough sales. But are you going to know if you're making enough money? Are you going to know if you're overstaffed? Are you going to know if you're understaffed? Are you going to know if you're doing too much work for the clients? Are you going to know if you're not doing enough work for the clients? That is the stuff that knowing the numbers does. And it goes deeper than knowing the numbers too. And the second reason is that you just don't know what's around the corner, right? Let's say, for instance, the economy turns tomorrow, because quite frankly, the reason there's so many successful agencies out there is because the economy is good. It's easy to get clients. It's easy to find businesses that need help. But that's going to change if the economy slows down. And the only agencies that are going to survive are the agencies that know their numbers inside and out, so they can lean down where they need to and they can get more efficient where they can. And then they can put more time, effort, and energy into the areas where it has the most potential. Now, if you don't know your numbers, how the hell are you supposed to know where you're supposed to cut? And how the hell are you supposed to know where to take advantage of opportunities? If you're just guessing that stuff, if you're just winging it, or if you're just hiring on the basis of like, it feels busy, then yeah, you're probably going to make money right now, but give it a year. If the economy slows down, you're going to be one of these people that's looking for a job at an agency. This doesn't just go for the finances of an agency. Generally, it's a good bellwether of whether you know how to run your agency or not, but there's everything else in there. Are you tracking? Are you documenting everything you do? Are you creating processes? Are you creating redundancies? Are you doing forecasting? All that stuff is stuff that agencies need to learn, that they just put to the side because they're too focused on learning how to do sales or learning how to do Facebook ads. So that's where I put my focus and energy and attention. If you want to learn more about that, you can click the link below. That's where my zone of genius is. And that's what I help people how to do. Now, the third thing I've learned getting to 100K that will significantly improve your chances of you getting there too, is that cash is king. Cash is freaking everything in this space. Without cash flow, your agency dies. And I mean, that goes for every business as well, but especially when it comes to agency where you're selling labor. No one you work with is going to work for free. If you don't have the cash to pay them to do the job, then they will leave and they will go to someone that will pay them. Now, a lot of people, notwithstanding not knowing their numbers, they just blow their cash without working out what they need to keep in their agency for cash flow's sake. And I see this all the time. I see people buying things and they really shouldn't be, because it leaves them with no cash and it leaves them super exposed. And all it takes is one client not to pay you, or two clients not to pay you, or a rough month, and all of a sudden you don't have enough cash to keep the lights on. This is a big issue. Now, the beauty about SMMAs is they are very cash flow heavy. Like, you are going to generate a lot of cash running an agency, but they do take money to keep running. And there's a lot of agencies out there that are just flying too close to the sun, and their margins are too low. And all it takes is some disruption and that all turns off and that all goes away. And then they're exposed and they're undercapitalized, and all of a sudden they're in a world of hurt because they're technically running insolvent. So all I'm trying to say is that you need to make sure that you have a lot of cash laying around when you're running an agency, and don't just look at a bank account and go, oh, I've got a lot of cash in there. I'm going to buy an Audi R8. I'm going to get that $10,000 a month villa in Dubai because I can afford to. Cash is everything in this industry. You can get that shit in good times, but right now is not the best time to be going and balling out. Now is the good time to start focusing on your processes and start focusing on your systems, so that if the sky starts falling, you at least have half a chance. Because there's a lot of agencies out there now, the people that are teaching you how to do this stuff, there's a lot of them right now that are really going to struggle if the economy turns. So guys, I didn't know what the outcome of this video was. I really just wanted to share my thoughts. But if you do enjoy this kind of thing, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because I do enjoy making little retrospectives and thoughts, whether people like it or not. But this is my honest, and this is my lived experience. So everyone's got different opinions, but this is what I've experienced. And And yeah, hopefully you found it helpful. So guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to check out the link in the description if you want to learn more about what I do. And of course, I'll catch you in the next video.